Welcome to the world of anime recaps, and today we will go over the classic fan favorite anime series, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Previously in the series, we saw how the Elric brothers in their quest to get their bodies back that they lost in human transmutation travel around Amestris and other places, fighting foes and making new comrades on the way. As the city of Amestris was in imminent danger from the homunculi, the gang tries to figure out a way to save the country since it is revealed that the leader of the Amestris, King Bradley himself, is a homunculus named Wrath. You can check out the full video on the first half of the show on our channel. Edward and Alphonse visit Hawkeye before leaving to look for Mei Chang to learn about Alchemist. They meet Colonel Mustang before leaving, and Ed motivates him to be a good ruler of Amestris. Mustang leaves to meet Madame at a bar, who is later revealed to be the foster mother of Roy Mustang. Mustang is still in his quest to take down the government and defeat King Bradley to take over the country. As the Elrics are still trying to look for Mei Chang, they get invited by King Bradley, who discloses his true identity as a homunculus pride in front of him. Another character named Kimberly had turned into a homunculus after the war against the Ishvalan that involved killing many fellow officers after Kimberly consumed the Philosopher's Stone. Scar is seen on a train as Mei Chang is headed north with Dr. Marco as she teaches him about alchemy. Scar can be seen on a train later as he fights and damages Kimberly a lot before he falls back. Mustang has already said his goodbyes to his comrades and they get assigned to different departments. Back to the brothers, King Bradley, after revealing his secret to them, leverages the safety of Winry to keep their mouths shut. He assigns Kimberly to this task. The brothers, not knowing what to do, leave for Briggs Fortress after Major Armstrong suggests they see his sister Olivier for some help. The boys reach Briggs Fortress and are welcomed with some chaos as Olivier questions the boys. The fortress gets attacked by Sloth, another homunculus. As normal explosions and guns won't work against him, Ed suggests to Oliver about Sloth's body being the same as a normal human, and she devises a plan and successfully executes it by freezing Sloth, at least for now. The Elrics visit the underground tunnel where Sloth reached the fortress with Olivier and her men and get jumped by the first homunculus ever made called Pride. The boys meet an Ishvalan named Miles at the fortress too. Hawkeye, who was transferred to the Central as King Bradley's assistant, finds out about Bradley's son Selim being Pride and later explains that to Mustang through a Morse code. The story switches to Hohenheim and his backstory and shows how he reached immortality. A flashback shows the city of Circes when Hohenheim was just a guy without a name. The homunculus was created as a laboratory experiment and gave von Hohenheim his name. The homunculus promised to give the king of Circes immortality while still expressing his wish to leave his container one day to Hohenheim. The homunculus plays an act till the day of the ritual, and instead of giving the king immortality, makes himself and Hohenheim immortal while sacrificing 100 million souls of the people of Circes. Homunculus gave himself a body that just looked like Hohenheim. Hohenheim, who was in utter despair, was in the deserts when the people of Xing saved him. He taught them about alchemy and ended up forming Alchemist. The backstory of the city of Amestris is also explained as how the homunculus was ruling it since there was no actual government, and how he named himself father after making more homunculi called Greed, Lust, and Envy. Back to the present, Greed tried attacking King Bradley and ran away after getting overwhelmed by him. He later tells Ed about Ed's father and the promised day and joins Ed's team after acting a bit cocky. Ed meets his father Hohenheim again after a while and welcomes him with a punch as he's trying to help with the buildup of the city. Ed exchanges information of the promised day in place of his mother's last words with Hohenheim before he leaves, only to run into Alphonse in the forest, who's being controlled by Pride. The group engages Pride along with a couple of chimeras Ed met recently. Gluttony interferes and Link starts to fight Gluttony as Ed fights with Pride, who's in Alphonse's body. Link is assisted by Lanfan, who's an automail arm now along with Fu. Hohenheim joins in the action and somehow traps Pride after Alphonse decides to let him take over his body to help Hohenheim. Back at Central, Mustang's small team decides to take over the city's government and a battle breaks out. They get assisted by the Briggs soldiers and later get assisted and supplied with guns and ammo by Maria Ross. Oliver stabs the general but is attacked by Sloth, who's apparently the fastest homunculus. The test laboratory ends up releasing the mannequin soldiers, who went rogue and started attacking everyone. Gluttony escapes the fight but is later consumed by pride to gain strength. Alphonse realizes that Pride was sending a Morse code while they were trapped, and Kimberly joins the fight. Alphonse fights both Kimberly and Pride, making them flee after reluctantly using the Philosopher's Stone. Ed and the gang return to the place where they fought Lust earlier in the story, but end up getting jumped by mannequin soldiers. Mustang and Hawkeye arrive to save them and arrange a broadcast of Bradley's wife with the help of the Ishvalans. May lures Envy into a trap in the upper levels and makes him confess to killing Cukes. That infuriates Mustang, who seeks revenge again. Hawkeye finds Envy disguised as Mustang, but before she could take him out, Mustang arrives and incinerates Envy in his rage. Edward and Scar calm him down and later make Envy kill himself after revealing his true feelings. King Bradley's backstory is explained, and it's revealed that he was the only survivor of the experiments conducted by Father, making him the only aging homunculus Wrath. Olivier, struggling to fight Sloth, gets assisted by Major Armstrong, and the sibling somehow manages to beat him after a lot of struggle. The central building gets flooded by mannequin soldiers as Izumi arrives to help the Armstrong siblings. While all this is going on, Father starts the ritual and summons Edward, Alphonse, Hohenheim, and Izumi as four of the 5 sacrifices in his lair. He continues his city transmutation circle plan by using Mustang to start the ritual before Bradley attacked him and threatened Hawkeye's life. Mustang starts the ritual and loses his eye. Father, who had come out of his shell, attains the power of Eyes of God after opening a solution and canceled the homunculus's transmutation circle, bringing homunculus back to a killable mortal form from his perfect human state. The final battle starts, and while everyone is fighting homunculus, Ed gets attacked by Pride. He defeats Pride and moves on to fight Father. Hohenheim protects Ed and Izumi from a fatal attack by homunculus as he falls down, lighting a fire in everyone else. All the people start attacking homunculus, making him use up his Philosopher's Stone. Ed's arm gets destroyed, and since he's incapable of using alchemy, Alphonse breaks his seal, sacrificing himself for his brother's right arm. Ed, enraged by all this, starts brutally hitting homunculus as he gets low on Philosopher's Stone. Homunculus tries to take Link's Philosopher's Stone, but Link gets saved as Greed sacrifices himself when Lanfan cuts homunculus's arm off. Edward deals the final blow and punches a hole through homunculus's chest, ending him. He gets sent to the gate where he's consumed by the truth and destroyed. Ed performs transmutation on himself and brings back Alphonse by sacrificing his ability to use alchemy. Mustang becomes the new ruler as his eyes are healed by a Philosopher's Stone. Oliver introduces Scar to Miles, and the two work on rebuilding the city of Ishvalan. Hohenheim finally passes away after the destruction of his Philosopher's Stone at his wife's grave, as he's grateful for meeting her and her sons. Edward can be seen together with Winry as the two express love and get married with a child afterwards. Alphonse ends up with Mei Chang, and all of them live a happy life afterwards. Thanks for watching the video. Drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more anime-related content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.